You're listening to the 88.3 FM WXUT, Toledo's only alternative. Currently right now is 11:02 a.m. and we are broadcasting from the top of Parks Tower in Toledo, Ohio. And welcome to the Vibin with JJ show. Good to be on today. I missed last week's show because I was DJing an event, so I apologize for that. I should have sent something out for it, but I was so busy last week, so I wasn't able to fully process and fully be able to say what happened and stuff like that. So apologize, but we are back. There's a lot of stuff that happened this past weekend. There's a lot of action that happened with the games, and I want to talk about it. And then also NBA games. We are back. The NBA is back, and there's 2 games that happened last night. So I'll be talking about that stuff, and we'll talk about everything: college football, NFL, and NBA. So let's do it. And then also, if you want to call into the studio, the number is 419-530-4455. Number is 419-530-4455. So the first game that I want to get into, we have an upset right here, and I did not expect this. Louisville defeats Miami 24-21 at Miami. And this was shocking because Miami, they've been really good all year. They've been looking like the absolute dominant team. And I did not expect them to be beat. Carson Beck, he had 4 interceptions in the game. And overall, the game plan, Louisville basically just did what they can. It was a back-and-forth game. But all the players from Louisville's offense stepped up. Miller Moss, 2 touchdowns. Isaac Brown balled out with a $113. Chris Bell balled up with a $136 and 2 touchdowns. Louisville was doing what they can against Miami's defense, which was one of the best in the country, and locking down teams. It was just back and forth game, and you didn't know who was going to take it away, but Miami threw a pick last game, and Louisville took advantage, and they ended up being number 2 at the time, number 2 Miami. Like I said, did not expect this. And for Miami, Carson Beck had 4 interceptions. He's been good holding the football all year. So a 4 interception game, that's kind of crazy. No one expected that at all. So 4 interceptions. But Malachi Tony was one of the people that was able to step up. He's supposed to be a senior this year in high school, but is playing as a freshman right now. And he's a special talent. He's going to be one of those players that, is good for a long time, however long they stay. So he's really good. But overall for Miami, it's just disappointing because everyone's looking for, the top upper echelon teams, and everyone thought Miami was, one of the upper echelon teams. But they come out and lose to Louisville. Which, losing Louisville, I'm not really surprised because Louisville is a good team with Miller Moss there and some of the talent they have there. But losing at home, I didn't expect that. And Miami's been really good at home. And their defense has been one of the best defenses in the country. They held Flores and Tommy Castellanos, in check the whole game. So this is a really surprising from Miami. And as for Louisville, this is a big momentum that can help them. They can go into the playoffs with this type of momentum. They're ranked 19 right now, and if they continue to get wins, there might be a path for them to get into the college football playoffs. So, tough loss for Miami. They're going to have to find ways to bounce back. I don't expect Carson Beck to throw this many interceptions. I expect them to have a better game than this. So, Miami should still be fine, but you don't want to see losses like this. And as for Louisville, if they continue to get wins like this and beat teams top-ranked teams like this, then they're going to find their way into the college football playoffs. So, once again, Louisville defeats Miami 24-21 in one of the upsets if you want to say of the season, yes, you could say that. One of the upsets of the season. Next, Ohio State beats Wisconsin. Ohio State dominated this game, and it wasn't even close throughout the whole game. They shut out Wisconsin 34-0. They didn't let Wisconsin do anything. And Ohio State right now, they're only allowing points per game, which is the least since 1993. So this is right now, Ohio State defenses is one of the greatest defenses of all time. But we're going to start with the offensive end. Julian Sayin had nearly 400 yards. He had 393 yards and 4 touchdowns. And I know Wisconsin isn't like a good team, but to do that, he was balling. He should be up there for the Heisman talk because he's been really efficient moving the football. He has a completion percentage over 80%. That's the highest in college football history right now. So he's up there for the Heisman, in my opinion. Some people are saying that he is the Heisman favorite or won the Heismans. So a really good game by him. Rushing, I feel like this game, they didn't really ask because if they wanted to run the ball, they could. I think they just wanted to give Julian Sayin like an opportunity to throw the football at road and put more on his plate just to test him out and to get him ready for later in the season. So Julian Sayin killed it up there. He might have been the player of the week in my opinion. Cardinal Tate and Jeremiah Smith. Cardinal Tate has been developing into like a future, basically a number one option playing behind Jeremiah Smith, which Jeremiah Smith is an amazing talent. But Cardinal Tate has been stepping up these past few games. He had 106 hits for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's been balling recently, and that goes along with his 153 yards. He's had 3 100-yard games this year. So he's been a super big option for them this season. Ohio State, they have a really good balance of rushing and passing and wide receivers. Like I said, if they wanted to run the ball, they could, but they decided to pass the ball. They want Julian Sayin to give him like a little bit more on his plate. And they're just stacked, doing really good offensively. And this isn't even their ceiling. I feel like they can still do good and with the games that they have. And they haven't even reached their ceiling. And the offense is still trying to get together. But it just keeps on getting better and better and better, like each game. So that was good for them. As far as the defense, I mean, what else can you say that hasn't been said about their defense? I mean, Caden Curry, he is a dog down there in the off defensive line with Cam McDonald. Arvell Reese with Sonny Styles is probably one of, if not the best linebacker tandem in college football. And they have the best college football defensive player in Caleb Downs. Like I said, they're only leveraging under 6 points per game, which is the lowest since Florida State in 1993. So right now, this is one of the greatest defenses of all time. And I'm not even saying that just like subjectively. I'm just saying objectively, seriously. This is one of the greatest defenses of all time. And Ohio State's just rolling in. They're just doing everything. They shut out Wisconsin. Their leading passer had 54 yards. If you're leading passer is only having 54 yards, that means your offense isn't that good, and that means that the defense is playing great. So Ohio State's on a roll right now. They've been playing like the undisputed best game in the country. And ever since their loss against Michigan last year, every game has been pedal to the metal, and they don't give up, and they push the gas and do not give up. So good win for Ohio State, and they'll be looking to use that momentum to carry on for the rest of the season and to win that game again, play that game against the team up north. So let's see how they do. Next game, Texas A&M defeats Arkansas in a really close game, 45-42. A little closer than most people expected because Texas A&M was on the roll, number 14. And Arkansas, they were right with them in the game. I mean, their quarterback had 3 touchdowns. Their running back had $147, and their wide receiver had $118 with a touchdown. I mean, Arkansas was right there, but Marcel Reed kept them in check and was leading them down and keeping them afloat. Marcel Reed, he's so good. He can move the football, run the football. He can do it all, and his heroics led them to a victory. Defenses, I was about to say, both defenses did not play well. I mean, if it's 45-42, the defenses haven't really played. That means your defense isn't really doing anything. But Marcel Reed looked good out there with 3 touchdowns, 280 passing yards. And it was just a good effort by him and a good offensive performance by Texas A&M. And I guess you can say it's kind of a trap game because it's in Arkansas, and games like this are just games where you expect to beat your team. But for them, it was like I said, it was a little trap game in the most part, because I don't think anyone expected Arkansas to hang in there or beat Texas A&M. So it's really crazy out there. Texas A&M got the win and are looking to continue their momentum throughout the rest of the season. You don't want to stay with or compete with teams like Arkansas because you're supposed to blow out those teams and defeat those teams. So if you're not doing that, then they'll say more about you than them. So, but Texas A&M, a win's a win, and they come out and get the game. Next, Georgia faced Ole Miss this past weekend, and Georgia came out with the victory 35-43. This team, Georgia, they do not quit. They're going to keep balling and keep fighting until the end. And this happened in this game. In this game, like at the start of the fourth quarter, they're literally down 35-26. They had chances to come back, but at first it wasn't looking so good. Ole Miss looked like they were going to take this in. Trinidad Chambliss has looked really good throughout the whole season, and there wasn't any defense that played in this game. But Ole Miss has been good on offense, and they've been doing their job on the defense. But Gunnar Stockton and the Georgia team just continues to fight and continues to push themselves out there, continue to do what they can, and continue to fight until the end. Gunnar Stockton had 4 touchdowns. Like, I did not expect Gunnar Stockton to be this good of a passer. I thought he was going to be more of a running quarterback, which he's still a running quarterback, but still, he can throw it, he can run it. That's all. In college football, that's what you want to see. And in football, if you have someone that can run with the football and pass with the football, you're going to be really good. You're going to be really successful. And Gunnar Stockton was out there, and he's been playing good throughout the entire season. And he's been keeping Georgia afloat and helping them out. He only has 1 interception this season, so he's been really good this season. They're going to be looking to carry that momentum into the college football playoffs and continue to win games in order to make it to the college football playoffs. So he's been balling. And as for Ole Miss, it's a tough loss, but they're still in a position to still make it to the playoffs. I mean, they got dropped down to 8, and they do have like a few tough games left. I mean, Oklahoma, they got next, and then South Carolina. South Carolina is not as good as we thought, but they can still come out and beat teams. So, but Georgia, they were fighting the game, and they came out with the win. So it was a good win for Georgia, and they showed why they're one of the best teams in college football. Next game that I want to talk about is the Alabama and Tennessee game. It was close at first, a little bit. Tennessee had a chance to make it a 1-score game. The play calling at this point, I did not like at all. Like, literally, I did not like this play at all. So, I think they were at like the 1 yard line, 2 yards, somewhere in the goal. And they could have kicked a field goal, real life, but they decided to pass it. They had Joey Aguilar pass it in the game because it was like, how many say, like maybe like 10 seconds, 6 seconds left in the game. And they could, I was saying they should have kicked a field goal, but they threw it and it led to a pick 6, and that changed the game right there, and that made the score 7-23. So, and then after that, Alabama just had control of the whole game, and Alabama has been on a hot streak right now. Ty Simpson's look really good. Ryan Williams, I mean, he's still one of the best wide receivers in the country. He might not be having the breakout season that everyone expected, like how he did last year. Offense has been really good. Their running game, they got to fix that running game. Journey Bernard was their leading running back, which that's a wide receiver. If you want your wide receiver to be your leading rusher in this game. So they've been struggling running the football. And if they can't run the football, they're not going to go far. And this is the different Alabama team than what we've seen in the past. And people are complaining about that, and I'm like, hey, Alabama, they're winning and they're doing a job. And Alabama, that's all they do. All they do is win. All they do is stack up W. So good win by Alabama. And they just been on a hot streak ever since that Florida State game. They're on a win streak. They're on a 6-game win streak, and they cannot be defeated right now. They are balling. Alabama defeats Tennessee 37-20. Next game, LSU versus Vanderbilt. Let me tell you about this. Vanderbilt, let me say that right off by LSU. It's been such a disappointing season for them. At first, when the hype for LSU was big, everyone was saying like Garrett Nussmeier was going to take another step this year, and the defense was going to be really good. But the story of the season has been their defense has been really, really good, but their offense has not been good. Like, man, it's been kind of tough right now. I don't know. Their defense has been doing their job and everything, but their offense can't really get anything going as much. I mean, today they scored 24 points, but it's not enough to have them win the game. And what about this Vanderbilt team? This Vanderbilt team has been fighting, resilient throughout these games, and everything like that. Like this game has been really crazy. They're 6-1. It's the first time being 6-1 in nearly 75 years. That's insane. 75 years? That just shows that Vanderbilt has not been a team for football, but Diego Pavia, he's been that guy. And like literally, he's been that guy, and he has the confidence and the willingness to continue to have Vanderbilt fight and win these games. So this has been a good performance by them. And man, it's Vanderbilt. I never thought Vanderbilt would be this good. They've been building since last year when they beat Alabama. It's just been nonstop. And Vanderbilt, let me tell you, if they continue to win, they might have a stop in the college football playoffs. They're ranked number 10 right now. They do got some tough games coming up. They do got Missouri. They do got Texas. They do got Tennessee. Auburn and Kentucky are no slouches. So if they win out their games, they'll be in college football playoffs, and that'll be a miracle that I did not see possible. Like, here you go. If you would have told me that Vanderbilt was one of the top teams, I wouldn't have believed you. But they handled their business and did their thing. So good performance by Vanderbilt. Next game that I want to talk about is this USC Notre Dame game. Yep, Notre Dame came out with a good win this past weekend. It was kind of rainy. It was kind of tough to throw the football. CJ Carr didn't really play that well that he's been playing throughout the season. And because I saw some people saying like CJ Carr was a Heisman candidate. I guess I didn't really see it as much. I thought he was doing all right. But CJ Carr was kind of struggling in this game. But Jeremiah Love, I know my name's Jeremiah, but this is Jeremiah Love. And he had 24 carries for 228 yards and a touchdown. He's the best running back in the country. I have to say that he is the best running back in the country. I think he's a junior this year. He can come into the draft, and I bet he'll be like a top 10, top 15 pick for sure. He was just dominating out there, and USC couldn't stop him because Jeremiah Love is just that good. I mean, he was good last year. He had 1,000 yards with 17 touchdowns. So this production by him, I'm not surprised by. And he's a dog. I mean, what else can you say? He's literally a straight baller. And Notre Dame, their two losses that they had, I know they're 5-2, but their two losses they had were against Miami and Texas A&M. And both of those games, they only lost by 3 points. After this game, you can see why they're one of the best teams in the nation. I know they're ranked number 12, but they should be ranked in the top 10 because they've only lost to the teams that are in the top 10 by just 3 points. So they should be a top 10 team. It's just so that they just have them at 12, which I don't get, which is weird in my opinion. They need to be in the top 10 in my opinion. So That was a good win. This is a rivalry game, so you know it was going to be a close game throughout. But Notre Dame took advantage, and as for USC, Jaden Mayava, I mean, he had 328, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. Makai Lemon, he played all right. He didn't really get all the production that he could have got. I mean, they had Jacoby Lane, who had a touchdown out there, more than 100 yards. But Notre Dame, it was close at first, but then Notre Dame was able to take advantage of the game, was able to help pull out the win. So good win by Notre Dame. They got to win out all their games, in my opinion, in order to make it to the playoffs. They can't make any more mistakes or lose any more games because this committee is, I don't know why they have it out against Notre Dame because they've only lost to top 10 teams. But in order for them to stay in the playoff race, they can't lose any more games, or they can't go ahead. They can't lose it or look like they're struggling against teams. So Notre Dame, good win, and they'll be looking to carrying this momentum throughout the season, hoping Jeremiah Love can have a dominant performance every game like this. Next game, we got another upset. Texas Tech lost to Arizona State. Arizona State, I mean, it's a good team, so I guess you could say it was a kind of upset a little bit. I mean, Arizona State, I think, were they ranked before the season? Let me see. Yeah, they were ranked before the season. They started off as number 11, and it's kind of hasn't worked out for them. And they've lost like multiple games. They've been kind of disappointing. You expect them to be good, but now they're like a dark horse team to make the playoffs, which you wouldn't have said that at the beginning of the season. You would have thought they were a playoff team. But Arizona State, they're still a good team, though. They beat Texas Tech, a really good Texas Tech team who's been really good on defense, and their offense has been solid. Will Hammond, he couldn't really move the ball as much. I mean, he only had 167 yards. I didn't really get a chance to watch this game, but from the looks of it, looks like Arizona State was able to control the game. Sam Levitt came out there at 319, the touchdown, and Jordan Tyson and Jerry Hamilton both came out and had 100 yards, and they came out and did their thing out there. It was able to get momentum. So a good win by Arizona State. Trying to build momentum after being the top 25 originally, but losing games. So good win by them. And Rob Dillingham's going to have to continue to make them win these games in order to build momentum for them. So good win for Arizona State. Next game that we can talk. There's been a lot of games. There was a lot of good games happened this weekend. This college football season has just been great. I mean, this has been close game after close game, storyline after storyline. I mean, there's so much that you can talk about. In order to save time, let's talk about this one last game. Texas came into Kentucky and only won by 3 points in overtime, 16-13. Arch Manning, he's been struggling, and I mean struggling throughout the whole season. He was given all this hype and all this I don't know, pre-Heisman favorite, and he didn't even ask for it. It's the fans that said that he should be this, and he struggled again against a not-so-good Kentucky team. He only had 132 passing yards within overtime, had no touchdowns, no interceptions. Texas' running game is not that good. The receiving, they're okay, but what a disappointment by Texas. They literally struggled against a Kentucky team that has not been good throughout the whole season. So that says much about Texas and Arch Manning that does say about Kentucky. And Steve Sarkisian, he's been trying to come up with game plans, and Arch Manning, his developments, and he's just so hesitant to throw the football and just move it. It's just like he second guesses himself, and he can't do anything. It's just disappointing to see Arch Manning to struggle like this, and their schedule doesn't get easy. I mean, they got Mississippi State this upcoming Saturday, and they're not an easy team. And then the rest of the way, they got other top 25 teams: Vanderbilt, Georgia, and then after that, it's Arkansas, which they just competed against Texas A&M, and then Texas A&M to finish the season. Like, it's going to be really tough for Archman to go out there and win these games. They beat Oklahoma last week and took steps forward and then took 2 steps back against this game. So I don't know how Texas is going to do for the rest of this season. If Archman is not going to be able to step up, then it's going to be a long season for him and for this team. So they got to find something. Archman is going to have to find some other game plan that's easy for him and that's easy for this Texas offense. So, but I guess a win's a win, but been really disappointed by Texas. Started off with number 1 in the country, got unranked after losing to Florida, and now they're back ranked again. So, what can you say? What can you say? Now, I want to talk about, well, before we talk about the predictions, I'll get into 2 other things. I don't know if I talked about the James Franklin thing and the Billy Napier thing. We'll start with James Franklin. James Franklin got fired by Penn State, and it was bound to happen. I expected that to happen because literally last week they were saying fire James Franklin after losing to Northwestern. And I know they lost this past weekend again, but literally James Franklin, he was 4-21 against top 10 teams. And so if you're 4-21 against top 10 teams and you haven't been a top 10 team since 2016, I mean, what does that say? He'll be beating all the teams that you're supposed to beat, but when it comes to like the biggest moments, he can't step up and you just can't beat these teams. And so it came into them losing to 0-4 UCLA in all of these games. So I don't know. It's Penn State. They got to be looking for someone else to replace. Here's other coaches that are available. You got maybe like Matt Rule. It'll be kind of tough to get him, but Kurt Signetti. It's just other people out there. Even Brian Hartline from Ohio State, they'll be looking for someone, looking to pay someone, find someone. But for Penn State, this season has been like the most disappointing season, the most fall to grace team I've ever seen. This is one of the biggest seasons of those I've ever seen in my life. So Penn State, it's just all about just getting through the season, going on to the next season and find their next coach. And as for Florida, they fired Billy Napier. Billy Napier is now gone after struggling the past 2 years. And I know they had that win against Texas, but Texas is not really good like that. And Archman is really good like that. So can we really say it was that impressive? I don't know if we can, but Florida has not been the team that we thought they were. And DJ Lagway has been kind of disappointing this season, and it falls down to Billy Napier not giving them a game plan to win these games, and that's the reason he got fired. And ever since Urban Meyer left and went to Ohio State, it's just been a slew of coaches like back to back to back, year after year after year. So Florida's going to have to look for another team, another coach. Maybe they pick up James Franklin. I don't know. But they're just going to have to find someone because they haven't been the same since Urban Meyer left. So hopefully they get someone that can help them win these games and say compare them to SEC. And now I'm going to get into these predictions because there's some good games that happen this week. UCLA versus Indiana. Watch out for UCLA. If Indiana's on upset alert, I'll pick this game because Indiana, even though they're ranked number 2, and I never would have thought Indiana would be ranked number 2 in my life. I've never seen them ranked this high before. Well, I think this is the highest they've ever been ranked ever before. Watch out for UCLA. It could be a trap game because of that game against Penn State, which Penn State is not a good team, but still. Nico Amialavia will look real good, and they've been on a roll since they won that game. So watch out for UCLA, but I got Indiana win that one. Ole Miss and Oklahoma. Both teams, Ole Miss is coming off a loss. Oklahoma, they won their game against South Carolina, but John Mateer was his lowest passing yards games of the year. And I know he just came back. He had 150 passing yards. I know he just came back. He never looked the best after sustaining that injury, broken hand. But if I had to pick a team to win this game, I'll go into Ole Miss. I mean, John, they didn't look as good as they did last game. Oklahoma did, and Ole Miss looking for a bounce back win. I was going to say Oklahoma is the team I choose, but I'm going with Ole Miss to win this game. Next game, Missouri versus Vanderbilt. I got Vanderbilt win this game because they've been on a roll, and it's been the story of Diego Pavia and this Vanderbilt team. Like I said, 6-1. There's a higher rank they've ever been in 75 years. That's unbelievable. And this just shows that it's just been a change, and you got to take Vanderbilt more serious. But this game, I got Vanderbilt winning, and there's a lot of good games that they got to play, but Vanderbilt, they're on a roll, and I got them win this game. BYU, Iowa State. You know what? I'm picking Iowa State to win this game. Iowa State, they were ranked before and has some good wins, but also has some bad losses. I know they lost to Colorado and Deion Sanders, but Colorado isn't really a good team like that. And Cincinnati, they're pretty good, and they lost to them. But they had their best win, one of the best wins against Iowa, and Iowa is not really known for offense like that. And so I know that they were like Iowa State has been not done as well as people thought. But in this game, I'm going with Iowa State to win this game. Next, Texas against Mississippi State. I'm not going to lie. This game, I want to pick Texas. I don't even hate Texas. I want to pick Texas to lose game so bad. But something's just telling me that it's going to win. So I'm just going to go with Texas for the win. The Archman, he just got to step up and win this game and everything. So I got Texas to win that game. Let's go through these predictions real quick because I got other stuff to talk about. Texas A&M versus LSU. I got Texas A&M. And then Michigan versus Michigan State. I got Michigan. And then Arizona State versus Houston. I know last time I picked Houston to upset Texas Tech as an upset, but they blew them out. I'm going with another upset, and I'm still picking Houston to beat Arizona State. I don't know why I keep picking Houston to upset the team, but that's just how it is. I'm just going with Houston to upset Arizona State. Those are the games that happened this past weekend and predictions about what happened this week. Now we're going to get into the games that happened in the NFL this past week. And we're going to start off with the Bengals and the Steelers game. The Bengals came out on top of this 33-31. And watching this game live, I just got to say the Steelers defense, because as you know, I'm a Steelers fan, so I'm going to talk about our team. The Steelers defense is absolutely sorry. This is the most expensive defense in the NFL, and they're 27th in total defense, 32nd in passing yards. They just give up big yardage, and they just got cooked by Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Like, it didn't matter who guarded Jamar Chase. Jalen Ramsey guarded him, cooked. Joey Porter Jr. guarded him, cooked. Darius Slay guarded him, cooked. I mean, you couldn't really do anything about Jamar Chase. And he was targeted 23 times, had 16 catches for 161 yards and a touchdown. Our defense absolutely sold. And that comes down to our defensive coordinator, Terrell Austin. I mean, if you're just going to just be down there and not switch and have TJ Watt stand in the same position on the left side, you're not going to win games at all. And that's why the defense absolutely got cooked. Defense got to play better, especially this pain on Sunday, the Sunday night football game, which I'll talk about later. The offense did its thing. Aaron Rodgers, I know he has those 2 interceptions, but Aaron Rodgers did really great on offense. Had 4 touchdowns, threw a dot at the end of the Pat Freiermuth. And he had that long ball he threw for 70 yards, a Hail Mary long ball he threw for 70 yards that we've seen over and over and over again. So he can still throw the football, and the offense played good. Just the defense sold. And if they do not make rotations If Terrell Austin does not switch this lineup up, because basically everyone's healthy, if he does not make rotation and switch this lineup up, we're going to lose every game. We're going to lose these games because basically all you got to do is run the football against us and throw the football at your butt hard receiver, and we can't. If we're not second anyone, we cannot tackle, and we just leave people wide open. So this defense is not good. If they want to come out and impress me and prove me wrong, they have to beat the Packers and the Colts and the Chargers back to back to back, which is a pretty tough task, but I'm fine with the offense. I feel like we needed to trade for another offensive piece and like wide receiver, maybe like a Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, Calvin Ridley, Jalen Lynn, Waddle, something like that on the receiver end just to give Aaron Rodgers more time to pass it to someone rather than just DK Metcalf and just using 4 tight ends. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they have. But disappointing. I'm just disappointed by the defense because they're so good. There's no reason why we should be this bad on defense with all the talent that we have. But Bengals cooked us. The defense is sorry. We'll see what happened. And Joe Flacco. Let's talk about the Bengals. The Bengals look good out there against our bad Steelers defense. Joe Flacco was out there. He's looking like Peyton Manning out there with all the time he had. Kirk Herbstreit on the commentary, he was saying, like, what is that Joe Flacco look like the unicorn? I'm like, okay, bro. I mean, he did good, but a unicorn is crazy. But he did good, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Joe Flacco, all he did was just throw the football to them, and that was basically the game. Chase Brown came out there and did his thing, so the Bengals, they beat us, and that could be really big momentum for them versus this season. They got an easy game this week against the Jets, which I feel like they can beat. The Jets are trash, are not good. I don't ever say a team is trash, but the Jets are absolutely garbage, and they can't do anything. So, easy and build momentum for them. But as for us, if we don't get this defense down, we're going to lose to the Packers. We're going to lose to the Colts. We're going to lose to the Chargers, the Bills, the Lions, Ravens. We're going to lose to all these teams and not be good for the season. So defense has to do something and stop the run and play a better cover defense. So that's all my thoughts and reactions towards that game. I had to reflect and just get all that out because we didn't play good. Next game that we can talk about is the Rams dominating and putting BTA to the Jaguars. It wasn't even close, 35-7. Matthew Stafford with 5 touchdowns. And listen to all these people that caught a pass from them. Colby Parkinson, 3 catches. Devontae Adams, 5 catches. Terrence Ferguson, a catch. Tyler Higbee, Xavier Smith, Kylan Williams, Jordan Whittington, Blake Corum, Kanata Montfield, Davis Allen. Matthew Stafford is wheeling and dealing out there. I mean, literally 5 touchdowns. It wasn't even close. He didn't have to do much. He just kept on throwing the football, and the defense looked really good out there. Jared Verse and, it's Byron Young. Byron Young, Jared Verse, when it comes to their front 7, Byron Young has 9 sacks as a linebacker. He's been dominating this season and is tied for first in sacks. This defense has been playing really good, and this offense, they didn't even have Puka Nacua out there, and they dominated like this. So this was a good showing by the Rams overall. The Jaguars, they're too inconsistent. Trevor Lawrence is 23 for 48 with a touchdown, but they're so inconsistent. Brian Thomas Jr. keeps on dropping the ball. Their running game is all right, and just their offense has been inconsistent. Their defense, which has been good, could not stop the Rams. So disappointing showing by the Jaguars, and they've lost back-to-back games, and looking rough for them. And the Rams move on, and they're going to be a good team. They're going to be a playoff team. They can even make it and beat the Eagles, and maybe even make the Super Bowl. So they're a Super Bowl contender up there, and yeah, good win by the Rams. The next game this is a tough game. The Browns defeat the Dolphins 31-6. The Dolphins situation, they are too toxic. They are absolutely toxic. Tua Tagovailoa had 3 interceptions with no touchdowns. The only person that's out there making an effort is Devon A-Chain. I mean, Jalen Waddle didn't even look good out there. Devon A-Chain. They let the Cleveland Browns defeat them 31-6. And the Cleveland Browns are not good. They had to bench Tua Tagovailoa and put Quinn Ewers out there. You bench your $40 million quarterback in favor of Quinn Ewers. And after this disappointing game, Mike McDaniel came out to the press conference is saying, like, we're going to start Tua, and my expectation is that he doesn't throw 10 picks. Like, why would you say that? And just Tua airing out the dirty laundry in the front office and just calling us teammates. I mean, this might be the most worst situation that you can be in. I don't know who's worse between the Dolphins and the Jets. It's kind of tough to say because both teams have not been good. I mean, Dolphins, if I had to say one word, they're toxic. If I had to say one word for the Jets, trash. So I don't know what is better, toxic or trash. Well, you don't really know. Both are not good, but I don't know. We'll have to see. But Dylan Gabriel, did he look like would he play like the best game ever? No. But he didn't have to do much when he had Quinshon Judkins running for 3 touchdowns, and he's been looking really good for them. He's had 116 passing yards. He didn't really have to do much. He's had to give the ball to Quinshon Judkins, and they were able to win the game. But Dolphins, they just throw the whole team away. This is a lost season, and I don't know. Dolphins, they're like really struggling out there, and everything is just toxic with them. So Browns win this one 31-6, and they'll be moving on to the next game. Eagles face the Vikings. The Eagles looked really good out there. Jalen Hurts finally started to throw the football to Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown. This was their best offensive showing of the year. Jalen Hurts finally threw the ball and had 3 touchdowns with more than 300 yards. And Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown both had 100 yards and a touchdown. They finally got something together. It was able to put an offensive game plan together. The Eagles, they still can't run the football with Saquon, which is surprising. He hasn't really gone off the ground like he did last year. Maybe he's run out of juice after being out there for so long, because his best game that he's run is just 88 yards. But yeah, Saquon hasn't got on the brakes like he needs to. And so the Eagles still one of the best teams. I mean, they might not be as deep as they were last year, but they're still one of the best teams in the NFL. It's still a Super Bowl contender. Could make it to a Super Bowl again. So Eagles did good. As for Vikings, I don't know what you do at this point. I mean, you have the offense and everything for them, but we don't know the quarterback situation. Carson Wentz, not really it. J.J. McCarthy in the games that he played had not looked like it. So I don't know what they're going to do with the quarterback situation, but they got to figure out something. I don't know who you get to start to, and I don't know who will be the better quarterback, but we'll have to see. Because J.J. McCarthy, like I said, didn't look good, and Carson Wentz, he's not really the option you need as a starter. So Vikings got to figure it out. As for the Eagles, good win. They move on to the next weekend and continue to build on their season. This is a crazy game. The Giants lose to the Broncos 32-33. This game was absolutely insane. This has been a weird NFL season. I mean, literally, it's been a weird NFL season. The Giants were looking like they were in control for this whole, basically throughout the first, second, and third quarter. They were in control of this whole game. The Broncos could not do anything. They scored 0 points within 3 quarters. Jackson Dart was getting comfortable throwing the football. Wan'Dale Robinson went out there and was balling. Tyrone Tracy Jr. had a big touchdown at one possession. And they looked like they were absolutely going to dominate the Broncos. This game was going to be close. But then the Broncos decided to come out, and they scored 33 points in the fourth quarter to come up with the win. That's unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen that ever in my life. They fought and fought and fought and fought. And they came out with a game-winning kick field goal win against the Giants. Unbelievable. This is most definitely game of the week. And the Broncos, this is impressive. I mean, impressive win. To be down 19-0 and to score 33 points in the fourth quarter, which against the Giants defense, which the Giants defense is above average, pretty good. To score 33 points in the fourth quarter to win this game is unbelievable. And that's a really good win for the Broncos, and I'm just impressed. That might be one of the most impressive victories I've ever seen in my life. That's a good victory for the Broncos. And as for the Giants, I mean, that was a tough loss, but it's all about building up the chemistry with Jackson Dart, Cam Scaboo, Blake Damer. He's out for the season, but it's all about building them up and having them develop throughout the season. So, yeah, losses like this, but it's going to make the Giants better. So, yeah, the Broncos come back from behind and defeat the Giants 33-32. Next game, the Colts beat the Chargers 38-24. And this game wasn't even close. This game was not even close. Daniel Jones has been looking real good out there. Jonathan Taylor for the running back had over 3 touchdowns. I mean, what can you say about hasn't been said about the Colts? Like I told my dad, and like you heard on the show, like I said when he was on there, I told him that Daniel Jones is going to have a Sam Darnold type year because their offense is too good. You got Jonathan Taylor out the back end, Amir Abdullah, who's not that bad as a running back. He's all right. He's a bench running back, but he's still all right. And then as for wide receivers, you got Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, Adonai Mitchell. I know he has those like 2 fumbles. He's still capable. He could be a future 1,000-yard receiver in the future. They already have 4 capable 1,000-yard receivers. You got tight end and Tyler Warren, who's looking like the offensive rookie of the year. And he's really good. You can line him up anywhere with a good offensive line, a good defensive line. I mean, there's nothing that the Colts can't do. And they're looking like the best team in the NFL. So there's nothing that they can't do. So I'm not surprised that they're doing good. People are like, Daniel Jones, he is not good. But in my mind, I told people, I was like, Daniel Jones is going to have a Sam Darnold type year. Like how Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith years ago, Mac Jones, like how he's doing in San Francisco. I think this year of backup quarterbacks doing well on different teams. So I knew he was going to do good. So as for the Chargers, Justin Herbert has been struggling to throw the football because the Chargers' offensive line has been banged up and injured, and a lot of them have been out the game. Mekhi Becton, Joe Alt, Rashawn Slater Rashawn Slater is out for the season. Joe Alt has been missing time. Mekhi Becton, he came in, then came out for the game. So literally, they're injured on the offensive line. They're injured on the running backs. Justin Herbert had to throw the ball 55 times, which for Jim Harbaugh, that's not the offense that they want to do. They want to run the football. They want to control the game, play good defense. But Amarion Hampton's out and Najee Harris out. So you got really no rushing out there. So tough loss for the Chargers, and they keep on losing and losing. And they don't get their linemen back. It's going to be really, really tough for them for the rest of the season. Colts, not surprising win. I wasn't surprised that they won this game. Then next game that we can talk about, well, save time. Last game I want to talk about the Buccaneers versus the Lions. The Lions still just prove why they're still one of the best teams in the NFL, in the NFC overall. Jahmyr Gibbs, had 2 touchdowns, 136 yards. Amon-Ra St. Brown came out there and ball, had a touchdown, 86 yards. The Lions are still one of the best teams, and with all the injuries and people that are out, every single position, the cornerbacks, safety, and free safety were out for this game, and they still came out and held the Buccaneers to 9 points. That's what shows how good they are. It shows why the Lions are still one of the best teams in the NFL, and they're still a team to look out for. As for the Buccaneers, tough loss for them. Baker Mayfield, he was trying to do what he can out there, but couldn't. Mike Evans was out there, and he tried going for a play, and he got tackled real hard for his shoulder. And it came out and said that he injured his clavicle, which is going to be out for the season. So I think it might be kind of like the end of his career for Mike Evans. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. With that Super Bowl win he had with the Bucs, and just having consistent production each year, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. But you hate to see receivers get injured like that, or players get injured like that. So tough loss for the Buccaneers, kind of lost some momentum. And Lions, this is a good win, 3-0 at home, and they're going to be looking to continue to do good because they need all the wins they can get because their schedule is not going to get easier. But wins like this can help them a lot. Now I'm going to get to, we have a few predictions for the NFL game because it wasn't really stacked like that. We have 6 predictions. Vikings versus Chargers. I'm going with the Chargers because they need a win. We got the Bears versus Ravens. Lamar Jackson is coming back. Picking the Ravens to win, but if the Bears win this game with how bad the Ravens defense is looking, won't be surprised. 49ers versus Texans. Go with the 49ers. Cowboys and Broncos. Going with the Broncos. Chiefs, Commanders, Chiefs. And this last game is a game I'll be looking forward to. This is a game I've been looking forward to the whole weeks as the Green Bay Packers face us, the Pittsburgh Steelers, on Sunday Night Football on prime time. This is going to be a really interesting game. I'm excited for this game, and this is going to be a back and forth duel. I'm hoping it's a back and forth duel. Starting with us, for our team, our offensive line, they have to block for Aaron Rodgers. He can't get sacks. They have to block for Aaron Rodgers because Micah Parsons just had 3 sacks last game, and Rashawn Gary can really get to the quarterback as well. So offensive line is going to really have to block for them. And Aaron Rodgers, they got Xavier McKinney back there, so you got to watch him, but he has to be cautious with the football, not to throw any picks and not miss time. So, and he's going against his former team, the Green Bay Packers. He was on that team for nearly 17 years, 18 years. It's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, our defense, if our defense cannot guard the wide receivers like Javon Reed, Dobbs, Matthew Golden, if we cannot stop Josh Jacobs, it's going to be over, and the Steelers are going to lose. So our defense has to come out and play good against their offense and defense. For offense, they got to protect Aaron Rodgers, and hopefully Kevin Austin can come in and be in. But as for our defense, Terrell Austin has to switch it up, have TJ Watt move somewhere else across the field and do something differently out there. Because if they don't change the game plan and go do something else like zone cells, just staying the man-to-man, the Steelers are going to lose. So I'm hoping that we come out and win this game and give them a win. So I'm going with the Steelers for us to win, but as for the Packers, they got a good running offense with Josh Jacobs. Jordan Love is playing against his former mentor, Aaron Rodgers, in Sunday Night Football. And as for the defense, they got a really good defense with Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, Xavier McKinney, Vander Esch. They got a bunch of players down there. So I'm looking forward to this game. I've been excited for this game for the past 8 weeks. And this is a game I'm looking forward to the most and excited to see what happens. So that's everything regarding everything football, everything. We're going to take a short 5 to 10 minute break. We'll come back and talk about everything that happened in the NBA. So don't go everywhere, and we'll be right back. And we are back from the Vibin with JJ show. Now, since basketball season is back, which I'm happy because I think that NBA basketball is my favorite sport, we get to talk about some NBA action. Let's do it. And once again, if you want to call into the studio, the number is 419-530-4455. Again, it's 419-530-4455. We had 2 games last night. Yeah, just 2 games. There's more games going on tonight, which we'll look at. Well, 2 games happened last night. The first game was an opening day clash. This is a game that you're going to look back on for multiple years to come. As the Thunder defeats the Rockets in double overtime, 125-124. This is a really close game throughout the whole game. Chet Holmgren, when I first saw when it was halftime, he had like 18 points like in the first half. And it was looking really good. Shea didn't really get anything going. Like within the first 3 quarters, he had just 11 points. And as the fourth quarter overtime came around, he took control of the game. This is a good win for the Thunder. And to do this without Jalen Williams, that's a good step in the right direction. At first, the Thunder, we'll start with the Thunder. The Thunder was down 12 points at one point in the third quarter, and they weren't really able to hit their shots. But later on, they were able to get more momentum. The crowd was behind them. You got production all around. At first, they were starting out with Cason Wallace, Lou Dort, Shea, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hartenstein. But then they made a change to the lineup, and they made a rotation change. And they, instead of doing the right they had Cason Wallace start with Alex Caruso in the line. They put Alex Caruso in the lineup. I think they put Hartenstein on the bench. And I feel like that helped them defensively. Because last year, the Thunder, when you look at the stats and overall, they had more than they beat teams by double digits more than 20 times. And literally, let me tell you, I'm about to say, from the stats, they had one of the greatest defenses of all time. I mean, which they still do, but still, one of the best defenses of all time. Shea carried them, and throughout the whole game, it was a really good showing. Ajay Mitchell off the bench looked really good out there. A really good showing with 16 points. Second-year player, UC Santa Barbara. That was a really good game for him. You want production off your bench. And him coming in with the 16 points off the bench, that was really good for them. Something that they need. They need all the points they can get in this game. There's a lot of possessions where they were playing really good defense, causing turnovers, was causing the Rockets to struggle out there and turn over the ball. It just shows how good their defense is. Everyone from Lou Dort, Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, they put pressure on whoever has the ball and plays really good defense. I mean, Alex Caruso, he comes off the bench, but he was first team all defense for the Bulls. And they all are out there and can do good things on defense. And then Shea, he's not no slouch on defense. He can defend. And then you got Chet Holmgren, who can most definitely, Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein, 2 big men that can guard the paint down low and can guard anything. So this is a really great defense around Shea. And so Thunder come up with the win. And this is a good win for them going against the Rockets, who are most definitely a playoff team. They'll be good in the future. And so good win for them. They're looking to go into their next game, which is a rematch of the finals on Thursday, in which they face the Pacers. So looking forward to that and looking forward to see how the Thunder do for the rest of the season. As for the Rockets, they started off with a bunch of big people. It was the tallest lineup in NBA history that started last night. Let's start with Alperen Sengun. He was a beast. He had 39 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals and block. He literally did everything last night. He was carrying this team offensively, and defensively, this team is still a good team because you got Amon Thompson. They let him shoot. He was 0-7. They basically let him shoot from the line. Alperen Sengun, he really impressed. I knew he was already good. He's basically like a baby Jokic almost. And he could do everything. And he was pulling up out there, getting down the lane. 5 of 8 from 3. If Alperen Sengun is being able to shoot like this, the Rockets is going to be a dangerous team. Jabari Smith Jr. has some clutch moments at the fourth quarter. Kevin Durant, 9 of 16 and 5 of 6. My only complaint about the Rockets is they have a bunch of turnovers. 22 turnovers. The Rockets putting a bunch of pressure on them. I mean, Tari Eason, 4 turnovers. Amon and Alfred Sengun have 4 turnovers. Steve Adams 3 and Kevin Durant 4. The Thunder were causing a lot of turnovers out there, and that cost them. They're going to have a lot of turnovers, a lot of points. And one of my complaints I have about the Rockets is with them not giving the ball to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is one of the clutch scorers in NBA history. I'm taking Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, Kobe over LeBron for like a clutch game-winning shot. And they had multiple possessions to give him the ball. And instead, they gave it to Sengun, which I know he played a good game, but you had Kevin Durant, one of the clutch players in NBA history. So, I mean, the fact that they did not give it to him and he just stuck with 23 points and did not get any production down as much down the end is unacceptable. You have to give the ball to him because I feel like if you gave him the shot to win at the end, I feel like he'll win that. I thought he was going to do that. I thought they were going to do it, but he didn't. He had Sengun. Not saying that Sengun didn't make plays at the end. He did, but still, though, you got to give the ball to Kevin Durant at the end. So that's my complaint with them when it comes to the Rockets. But overall, this is a classic game. This is a crazy game. They were back and forth throughout the whole game. This is something that you will watch back at the highlights and overall game like in the future. So great win by the Thunder. And as for also want to say for Shea, for the final position, he was going for a pump fake. He was going for a shot. He got Kevin Durant in the air and pump faked him. And Kevin Durant fouled him and fouled out for the game. And Shea, he's super sneaky with the ball. He'll just start shooting it. He's like real irky jerky with the ball. He's like plays so slow motion that he's able to make guys foul him. Is able to score off that. His mid-range game is money. Like you can't do anything about his mid-range game. His mid-range game is absolutely money, and his offense game just overall is really good. I mean, 1 of 9 from 3. He didn't shoot good, but he can shoot for sure. So it was a really good game by Shea, and just a good win for the Thunder. And you need that type of momentum for the rest of the season. So good win for the Thunder. Rockets, they can bounce back and win this game. Next game, I want to talk about the other game that happened last night between the Warriors and the Lakers. Like I said, the Lakers are my favorite team. It's not because of LeBron, it's because of Kobe. I've been a fan of the Lakers ever since 2010 when they won the championship. And my favorite player is Kobe Bryant. And so I was even a fan when we were bad, had 21 wins, when we ran up lineups with Robert Sacre, Ronnie Price, Anthony Brown, Tariq Black. I mean, some of you don't even know who that is. Wayne Ellington, Nick Young. Well, people know Nick Young. But some of y'all don't even know who these players are. And I know who these players. We had David Nawab on our team, Travis Ware, Channing Frye. I mean, we had a bunch of players on our team that I bet you didn't know that we had or didn't know that who they are. So I've been a Lakers fan ever since. But this game, started with the Warriors. They were really good out there. It was kind of close at first, and because it was 54-55 in the first half, but then the Warriors took control of the game. Jimmy Butler, 31 points. He kept on getting hit at the line, 16 of 16 from free throws, and he controlled the game. He slowed the pace down and was able to get some good production. Jonathan Kuminga was out there, was able to score. Draymond Green, he had 8 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists with a steal and 2 blocks. Played good defense. Draymond Green, I believe, is still one of the best defenders of all time. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame for sure. But his defense is still good. Steph Curry only scored 23 points, but it was a good overall production. Buddy Hield came out and had 17 points, hit 5 threes. I mean, Buddy Hield must be feeling great. He's got one of the best shots. All he has to do is just shoot the ball, and that's it. Not worried about defense. I mean, it would be nice to play defense, but all he's got to do is shoot the ball, and that's it. And then Al Horford off the man. So really good showing by the Warriors and good production by Jimmy Butler, and the rest of the cast. And as for the Lakers, as for us, Luka, he did what he can. He had a 43 points, 12 boards, 9 assists with 2 steals, 1 block. He carried this team. Austin Reeves wasn't even no slouch either, had 26. But everyone else did not step up. DeAndre Ayton, so disappointing. 10 points, 6 rebounds. There's a lot of times where he was trying to set picks and didn't really roll as much or just stood in the back. Like DeAndre Ayton, it's like he's so afraid to get contact. And I knew, like, people were saying, like, how he was good. I didn't think DeAndre was going to be good like that. But it's like he's so soft and doesn't want to go up. Like, he's only got to the free throw line one time, missed both free throws. You should, for him and his size, he should be going to the line all the time. It's like he's afraid to go get his own board. And when he was in the post, couldn't really do anything. I mean, he's 5'7", but literally, it's like he plays soft. I mean, he does. He plays soft. I know we don't have LeBron in there, but literally, he plays so soft, and he has to do better from an offensive end and just overall to the defensive end with all this stuff. Because in order to win a championship, they cannot have DeAndre Ayton, like, not being out there developing him and doing what he can. So DeAndre Ayton needs to do better, and he needs to step it up. But Luka Doncic, no, he didn't. He shot 2 of 7 for 3, but 41 minutes, he literally had to carry this whole team and do what he can. Because Luka Doncic is going to give you points, and Austin Reeves looked good out there. But the rest of the production, you ain't going anywhere. So I know that LeBron didn't play because of his sciatica. He's going to be out for 3 or 4 more weeks, and he's not going to be able to play. It's probably until like November, but they need him to step up and to they need the rest of the team to step up and do it out there. The Lakers need to find more production. Rui Hachimura, 3 or 6 from 3, and that's pretty solid. Gabe Vincent, 1 of 4. I mean, they can't. You need to play better defense and have good production all around to keep winning games. And they can't rely on Luka so much heavily in order to win these games. It's not going to be good for them. So, tough loss. You hate to see losses like this. And J.J. Redick's trying to do all he can to win these games. And, yeah, Luka Doncic, I think he's going to have to still carry this team in order to win. But good wins for the Warriors and tough loss for the Lakers. And now we're going to look at some of the games, give some predictions about the games tonight and what we'll be looking for. First game, Cavs and Knicks. That's going to be a really good game. Cavs are trying to bounce back after losing against absolutely beat by the Pacers. And the Knicks trying to prove why they can be the best team in the Eastern Conference, make it to the finals. You got the Sixers and the Celtics. You got the Mavericks and Spurs. That'll be interesting. And then you have the Timberwolves champs. So you got a few good games. Cavaliers, Knicks. I got the Knicks winning. Sixers, Celtics. I got the 76ers winning. And then Mavericks, Spurs. I got the Spurs winning. So that's everything basketball. And now, as I always do, finish with the dad joke of the day. So the dad joke of the day is, why don't skeletons fight each other? It's because they don't have the guts. This is the Vibin with JJ show, and have a good day.